And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas Johnson back with the Show 22 Custom League, and we're back here towards the end of the season as Richmond playing Columbus in a critical situation right now. Man on second base with one out in this game, or running the ninth inning, and Richmond trying to close Columbus out here in this one. So we're hopping into it here as these two teams continue to fight for this division. Right now, Richmond 81 and 76, Columbus 82 and 75. So Richmond is a game and a half game behind the Columbus Cardinals right now for the divisional spot. The Nashville is also in this race as well, and so is as that's a base hit there and into right, and they're going to stop the runner at third. That's Jacob Stallings on base right now, but Atlanta is also in this division race as well at the moment here, but that's a big hit right there. Phillip Evans getting a single into right. So man on the corners, only one man out for Jonathan Davis, as that is a slider that just misses, apparently down below in the zone as Holmes is pitching here. Jonathan Davis only batting 155 with runners in scoring position right now this season. As the 1-1, it's a bunt play here, and it's going to be a perfect suicide squeeze. They get the out. Jonathan Davis thrown out at first, but the suicide squeeze works. The run scores, and the Cardinals have tied the game here in the ninth inning. So, you know, sometimes the CPU runs that play and it doesn't go well. They can't lay the bunt down, but that time, lay the bunt down. Jonathan Davis laid the bunt down perfectly. And Jacob Stallings running on the pitch ends up scoring. No chance to get him out there. So Clay Holmes gives up the lead here in the ninth, and he's been awesome for Richmond this season. One of the favorites for reliever of the year right now, but that is a big run that he just allowed right there, as we are now tied up and we are going into extra innings now in this ball game here. 4-4 score as we are going into extras. So, I mean, how important are these games? Every single one of them here down the stretch for these two teams. Richmond trying to complete what would be a really awesome turnaround for them in this franchise. They had 99 losses last year, but this season has been completely different. Their pitching has been fantastic all year. Their offense, you know, still a weaker point of the team, but better than last season, as now Lemus Diaz takes that first pitch for a strike, now grounds it over to third base, and Torres throws it across Diamond to get the second out here in the 10th inning. And Diaz, a few hits in this series so far, but now it's Gene Segura, who has definitely struggled this season, has dealt with some injuries this year, but even so, in his playing time in the majors this year has not gone his way. That is a fastball there at the top of the zone. Segura 0 for 4 in this game. 2-2 now. It's on the corner, and it's strike 3. Tyler Anderson, great pitch there at the corner of the zone, and I believe he was called up at the call-up period. Has only been up here for about a month, but he's been good for Columbus in this bullpen, as we are now into the bottom of the 10th, and the Cardinals can walk it off here with one swing, as here's Corbin Carroll. 743 OPS for him this season. And Clay Holmes still on the mound here, and that's going to be a base hit into left field with 88 speed. I mean, that's a great guy to get on here right away in the extra innings, as he's now on first base. Doesn't have the best stealing attributes in the world, but now it's Trey Turner. And Turner's going to try and lay down a bunt here. Holmes has got it. He goes to second base, and they get the out at second. Okay, they get the lead runner there. That was a really close play, and I did actually look at it in the replay. I actually don't know if the umpire got the call right. That was a really close play, though. Bang, bang. Play at second base, but you get the lead runner. But, I mean, now you put an even faster guy on base now as that pitch runs inside to Randy and hits him. So, Royce Arena is going to take his bag. I think he got hit in the last episode or a couple episodes ago. But here's Gleyber Torres. He does not have a hit so far in these first couple of games between these teams. I guess they played one other one before today, as that's a swing and a miss at a sinker here. But, you know, erase your poor series that you've been playing right now with a base hit right here. That's a fly ball. Toro is going to catch it. They call the infield fly rule so he would have been out regardless. But that is a big second out right there as Jacob Stallings comes up. And only 651 average for him, or OPS, excuse me, for him this season. But playing today, an off day, shoots Langoliers right now, as that's a ground ball to Diaz. And he's going to throw it over to first base in time to end the inning. So Columbus cannot get the game-winning hit there in the 10th, and we go to the 11th inning now with Cody Bellinger up. One down in the inning already here, and falling behind. That's not the smartest thing to do with Bellinger. That pitch barely missed. Apparently, really, really close pitch there. I thought that was a strike, but now it's a 3-1 count here to Bellinger. So what does Tyler Anderson come out with here? It's a cutter down the middle, and Bellinger smashes it into left field, and it's gone! Belly bomb here in the 11th, 24th of the year for Cody Bellinger, and the Rhinos have the lead here in the 11th inning. 5-4. Bellinger, this season has been all right for him. His average has, down year, really, compared to last season, not as good of numbers, but he is still probably one of the more big names on this team and on this lineup right now. He's great defensively, and he came up clutch with that swing right there, silencing this crowd in Columbus. And one more look at that swing, no doubter, into left field on that cutter. Way too much of the plate by Tyler Anderson there. And 380 feet on the distance there, 98 exit velo. Great swing, as that's a huge hit right there. Tony Watson's going to come out of the bullpen now for the Columbus Cardinals, and he's been good so far in 32.2 innings this year, 3.58 ERA. Those averages against are really low there for him. As here's Abraham Toro, and he has a home run in this bowl game, 2 for 4 today. As he's going to ground it over to first base, and Phillip Evans there has got it. He races to the bag and is able to get there in time. But Cody Bellinger, damage done here in the 11th. 12th of the game for the Rhinos. And it's a belly bomb into left. And 3 outs away now from the win here are the Richmond Rhinos. And they're going to go to Bruce Dargano out of the bullpen, which I don't know, man. I don't know about this decision here. He has not been very great this season. 33.2 innings, a lot. I mean, not a ton of strikeouts for him, but a lot of walks. And a 340 average against lefties. He's really struggled against lefties this season. And here's Matt Duffy coming up to the plate for Columbus. I saw him have a absolutely monster hit a few episodes ago. And he's going to fly this one into center field. And there's Bellinger. Got the hit to break the tie here. And he makes the first out of the 9th. Or of the 11th, I mean. And you saw there, actually, Phillip Evans coming to the plate here. But the New York Honey Badgers are really close to clinching their division right now. As that's a swing and a miss. Inside sinker for the strikeouts. So that's a big out, number 2. And you see the Honey Badgers and the Vandals tied. And you also saw Boston and Winnipeg tied. Well, if New York wins that game or Boston loses that game, I think that means that Boston will have clinched their division there in the American League East. As, Boston's been kind of up and down. They've been about 500 this season. And that's a big win for Nashville there over Atlanta. And that's a swing and a miss there. And a couple of strikeouts in that frame for Bruce Delgado. He looked dominant in that outing. And the Rhinos win this one here. A big-time victory. They're 82nd of the year now. And I believe they move into first-place tie now with Columbus for this division. Either a first-place tie or they took the lead by a half game on them. I'm not sure which. But big win for Columbus. There's only about a week left in the season here. Maybe even less than that now, as Richmond gets the big-time win. And Bellinger, only 218 average for him this season. So that's, lower than his standard. But 24 home runs. He is one of the higher teams in terms of RBIs on the squad there. So Lair had his 30th home run of the season. He's up to 78 RBIs now on the year. And home run by Evan Longoria as well. But Jose Urquidy pitched really well. 6 innings, 2 hits, Only 2 runs, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. That ERA is still ridiculously low there at 2.38 this year. Hickson inning, scoreless. Green did give up a run in the 8th, and then Holmes gave up the run in the 9th. He only has a 1.55 ERA, but he gets the win in this one because of the scoring in the 11th inning. And then, winning the game there at the end as Columbus, I kind of think it's going to come down to whoever wins this division. Maybe one of these other teams is going to be able to sneak in as the wild card team. That is, a possibility. But, man, winning the division will be so huge. That's obviously what both these teams are shooting for. You don't want to bet on sneaking into a wild card spot. Alek Manoah, pretty good in this game. 2 runs allowed for him, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts in 6 innings. Alex Wood there gave up a couple of runs. Petit pitched 1.1 scoreless. Anderson, gets a loss in this game, and then Watson pitched in this one as well. So, after that win, both these teams at 82 and 76, so they're both tied up atop of the division. And again, the Stars, they've been playing pretty well recently, 5-5 in their last 10, but 2-8 in the last 10 games for Atlanta. They are hitting a cold streak at the worst possible time, and now they're only, now they're 3 games behind in the division here with only a few more days left in the season. Their chances of winning that division have really slipped recently, and they're 3.5 games back of the wild card even at this point. So the Sharks a game ahead of both the Bees and the Rattlers here, as we're going to hop into this critical spot between Colorado and Salt Lake. As Salt Lake, 79 and 77, they've climbed all the way back above 500 this season now, and they are tied with Colorado here for second place in this division. As Ronald Acuna Jr. is at the plate facing Jordan Romano. Great pitch right there, by the way. That was a fantastically well-located pitch there. And now that's strike 2. Okay, he went around, says the home plate umpire there. And now it's 2 quick strikes on Acuna. That's a swing and a miss! Inside fastball, and a great pitch by Romano on the guy who, might be the MVP favorite this season. 4 games left for the Columbus and for the Rhinos and the Cardinals there, and they're tied now. It's such an interesting divisional race here as we come down to it. And this division was close last year. It's going to come down to the last game, it seems, here as well this season. CJ Cron with 27 homers this year. He's the last shot for Salt Lake City as he swings right through that pitch, though. And that was a pretty ugly swing. Way too late on that. Romano 1-2, and now he gets him on a slider. Wow. Jordan Romano. I mean, those are some bad swings by good hitters right there. And Romano shuts the door to get the save. And a win there going to, Chris Sale, it looks like here. And maybe, he did not get the win, but he started in this game, though, it looked like. And the win goes to Cody Hoyer there. Romano with save number 46 on the year. So Colorado goes to 80 wins. I think they are tied now with the Sharks atop this division. As you look at their team, and, there's some good hitters on this team. Betts has been great. Reynolds has been absolutely incredible this season. Correa has been pretty solid. George Madrigal has been pretty good there. He got a RBI in this game. And Correa up to 35 doubles now. Betts with 59 RBIs. Madrigal up to 70. But, Mejia has been all right. The outfield has been definitely a weak spot for this team. Malik Calhoun has been okay. He hasn't really been getting on base that much since they got him. But Chris Sale, 6 innings, 4 runs. He has not had a good season. That ERA at 4.71. Not very good there for him. And it was an okay start there. Richards, a scoreless inning. Hoyer gave up the run, but got the win still. And Romano, dominant 9th inning there for him. Salt Lake City, what has been the key to this team's turnaround this second half of the season? I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with their pitching, but Ronald Acuna Jr. has been absolutely unbelievable this year. TJ Crone has been fantastic as well. And Diaz, Elias Diaz has been a very solid offensive catcher. Torrens has been good. The average isn't very high for him, but overall he's been hitting pretty well, and, his power has been good. Vito Brujan did not get a home run in this game, still looking for his first homer of his career. 3 RBIs now on the season for him. But yeah, I mean, Chris Bassett has been fantastic this year. He gave up 4 runs in this start, so the ERA did climb a little bit, but below 3 ERA for him in this game, or in the season now. And I don't know, he might only have one more start this year left. But here we go, and I think this is one more critical situation to hop into here. San Diego. So we just saw what happened in that game between the other divisional opponents. San Diego's got to win here in order to get ahead, stay ahead of the Rattlers now in this divisional race. Fremel Reyes is at the plate, 2 for 4 on the day, and that one swung it deep to left field. Ian Happ is at the wall, and it's gone! Franmil Reyes with a home run! 28th of the year for him. And the Gamblers have taken the lead here in the 9th inning. Shocking home run. This crowd goes silent. And Franmil Reyes, I mean, he is their biggest name on this lineup right now. The best hitter on this team. Team that's really struggled offensively this year. But he delivers here in the clutch with a monster home run off of Emmanuel Clase, too, who does not give up very many homers at all. Wow, 412 feet on the distance there. What a swing by Franmil Reyes. And yeah, that's only the second homer that Emmanuel Clase has given up this season. That is crazy. He's only given up 8 in his entire career in almost 200 innings. That was only his 9th career home run that he's allowed this year. He's been one of the best closers in baseball this season. But he just gave up the home run there. I mean, those numbers by Clase, that's insane. One of the hardest relief pitchers to get a home run off of. And for their swinging and missing at that pitch. So Clase, can he recover after the big home run, giving up the lead? Now that's a pop-up here in the infield. Taylor Walls has got it. And that'll end the top of the 9th. But Franmil Reyes, man, coming through in the clutch. A huge swing right there. The Gamblers have taken the lead, and they are a couple outs away here from stealing this one from the Sharks as we get to see Chad Green. This might be the first time that we've seen him this season. Las Vegas hasn't had a lot of games and opportunities like this, but Chad Green has been awesome this year, 2.67 ERA. It's been a good signing for Las Vegas here as Ian Happ starts the inning off, and he's going to start it off with a line drive into the gap here, and a ball that's going to roll to the wall. Hoskins is up with it, but Ian Happ has got himself a double. So that's how you want to start the 9th inning right there. Ian Happ with his 35th double of the year. And, I mean, he has been such a fantastic hitter this season for San Diego. And now there's a man in scoring position for Mike Zunino. 0-1 pitch here to him. And that's a fly ball deep into left center field. Hoskins at the wall, and it's gone! Mike Zunino, 2-run homer, and the Sharks win it! Oh my goodness, only his 14th of the year. Really struggling with his bat so far, but that's a monster swing. San Diego wins it, 5-4. And the crowd here goes crazy. Man, what a win for San Diego. They give up the lead in the 9th inning in the top half, and they don't waste any time getting the couple of runs that they need. I mean, it wasn't really a bloop by Ian Happ, but bloop and a blast kind of mentality, and they get it. Wow. So just into the seats there. And that bounced, out of the seats eventually, but it did hit the seats at first. But Mike Zunino, man, what a swing for him. Ends the game, and the Sharks get a big win. That was huge for them. Thought they saw the game slip away, and Emmanuel Clase gets the win despite giving up a 2-run homer. So that was a crazy finish there. And, I mean, Las Vegas is actually down even more in this game. They were down, it looks like... They were down 2-0, or 2-1. Sorry, 3-1 going into the 8th inning, and they ended up, coming back in this one. But San Diego wins it As Las Vegas, not a lot of great offense for them. Felmo Reyes, 28th home run. He's up to 66 RBIs now. He's going to be leading the team with that stat, I think. But Sean Manaea was the pitcher there, and he was okay in this start. He's been a little bit below average, I would say, this season. Not amazing there. Gesellman has been good for them. Las Vegas here, 3.35 ERA, but Green, the ERA goes from 2.67 to 3.19, not getting it out and giving up 2 hits and 2 runs. So that is definitely a little unfortunate for him there. But yeah, San Diego, I mean, their offense has been kind of key to this turnaround. The bottom of their order might be a little bit lacking. I mean, I think Ian Happ you could probably make an argument he should be batting a little bit higher in this batting order. But yeah, Mike Zunino, only a 208 average this season, only his 14th home run. But Mancini is up to his 86 RBIs now on the year. Michael Kopech, really good start for him, actually. The starting pitching for San Diego has been definitely their biggest issue this year. But Michael Kopech, he's had a kind of a poor season overall, but he had a good start in this one, only allows 1 earned run. Lyles, really good job there. Ian Bummer gives up a run. He's still at 1.19 ERA. Alcala gets an out, doesn't give up a run. And then Clase gives up a run. I mean, this bullpen is legitimately very, very good. And a couple of very solid relief pitchers there. So that was a big win for the Sharks. They stay 1 game ahead in that division race. And St. Louis gets a big win over Chicago here, as they have only, they're fallen to only 4 games above 500. St. Louis, this has been a pretty brutal collapse for them in the last month of the year. I really thought that they were pretty much a lock-in for the wild card spot, and now they are in serious danger of not making the postseason at all. But this is a big win. They absolutely needed it here, especially against, one of the worst teams in the National League in Chicago. Yu Darvish gets 8 shutout innings, so an incredible game for him. Kenley Jansen gets his 45th save of the year, but they're still a game behind. And actually, look at this here. Clinching a playoff spot is good. The Barons have clinched the wild card, so I don't know. I don't know how they haven't clinched. I actually don't know how New York has not clinched the division yet, because why would I guess. Technically, Boston's still alive for the division right now, but I mean, they have to win every single one of their games, and New York has to lose every single one of their games for that to even happen there. By the way, AAA playoffs have started up, and actually, Richie Wolf and Stevenson there, really fantastic pitching matchup between 2 top prospects. But here's New York. They get the win the next day against Vancouver. And Vancouver, by the way, really struggling. They are pretty much out of contention for the postseason at this point. 80 and 78, only a couple games above 500 there. So even though Boston wins, New York does win that division, I'm pretty sure, with that victory. And then Seattle gets a key win here over Portland. They have 86 wins now. They've been one of the hottest teams in baseball recently here. And Phoenix, I mean, they struggled in that series against Seattle, and they lose here to Los Angeles. They get shut out in this game. Home runs by Seager and Altuve for Los Angeles, who had 88 and 70. And a complete game shutout by Madison Bumgarner, who's been such a key addition for Los Angeles this year. And 3.05 ERA for him on the season. So Los Angeles, I don't think they've clinched anything yet technically. And actually, Seattle is still technically in contention for the division race, and actually those 2 teams play each other in the final series of the season. And Nashville gets another win. I think that Atlanta is theoretically eliminated from the postseason now after losing to Nashville there. San Diego gets shut out by Las Vegas. That's huge. Salt Lake comes back and wins to beat Colorado. That's a big win. Minneapolis wins again here. I mean, they've been unbelievable in the second half of the season, and in this month in particular. So yeah, Honey Badgers have clinched the division now. They have won the American League East over the Barons. So, I mean, the American League Central, okay, the Dragons have clinched a playoff spot at least, but the Raptors are only 2 games behind here with 3 days left in the season, I think. And Raptors are 9-1 in the last 10 games this season. The Diablos have clinched this division. They've been clinched for a while. And the Raptors are basically 1 step away from clinching at least a playoff spot. They're going to do that here with a win or a Scorpions loss. And the American League East, that belongs to the Cardinals right now. They're a game ahead. And it's an interesting dynamic here because the Rhinos and Stars play each other in the final series of this season. And that actually really hurts the Sluggers because the Sluggers basically have to win out the rest of the way. And I mean, the Rhinos and the Stars, like one of those teams, they cannot have the Rhinos or the Stars sweep the other team here, or else we're not going to have a shot. So the Sluggers are going to have to win every single game from here on out, and the Rhinos and Stars, I mean, the last series that they're going to play is going to determine who is going to make that second wildcard spot, basically, at this point. So, a lot in play right now, a lot going on around the league, a lot of clinching scenarios still up in the air, but we are going to focus on a couple of pitchers here to end this episode off, and we will start with this game between the Diablos and the Reapers, and the Reapers, winners of the World Series last year, they are only 500 right now this season. They're out of the playoff race, but they did sign Adam Wainwright in the offseason, and they signed him for one more year. Jose Barrios, by the way, an unbelievable stat line there, 2.5 ERA and a sub-1 whip this season. He's been unbelievable. But Adam Wainwright has actually been unreal, too. I mean, this is an awesome season for him. He is getting tanked in overall. This is his final year. He will be retiring after this season. You know, I'm not going to have him sign anywhere else after this year. So, signed him to Houston for one more ride. And this season has been awesome for him. I mean, look at these numbers. 182 innings pitched in 29 games started, and was only allowed 61 earned runs, only allowed 24 homers. You know, the strikeouts, definitely, that's not really where he's strong anymore. Only 97 this year, but a 3.01 ERA and a 1.17 whip. So an unbelievable season for him, and he's had an unbelievable career. Over 2,200 strikeouts, over 200 career wins, and a career 3.38 ERA and a career 1.12 whip. So a future Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Future first ballot, probably Hall of Famer in real life. Has 20 quality starts this year. He's had a shutout this year as well. 262 quality starts is just crazy there, and a 54.4 WAR for him in his career. So maybe not, I mean, I don't know if he's going to actually be first ballot in real life, but going to be definitely a Hall of Fame pitcher, and I mean, one of the best, most consistent pitchers for a very long time in baseball. I mean, you know, Cardinals fans, there's a reason that they love him so much. He played his entire career with the Cardinals, and he was, you know, fantastic. And I grew up watching Adam Wainwright pitch, and so I have even some good memories. I'm not a Cardinals fan, but I do remember watching Adam Wainwright. He, you know, was just one of those pitchers that you always enjoyed watching, and one of the guys that was just a premier ace for a very long time. I mean, 2009. I mean, the stretch there of the WAR nearing 6 or at least 5 was awesome. You know, 2009 to 2014 basically there, and even 2015, like that was peak Adam Wainwright years, and he was consistently one of the best pitchers in baseball all of those seasons. And, you know, 3.3 WAR, and actually 2023, 4.1 WAR, his highest, you know, in a long time. But yeah, he only has 1 WAR this season, mainly because of, you know, the strikeout numbers being so down from where they usually are. But still, 2,700 innings for him in his career. One more start for a Hall of Famer and a legend on the mound here today in this episode. So, Hall of Famer will call it a career after this one, and the Houston Reapers still, I mean, a goal of getting over 500 for them is definitely something that they would like to achieve this year. You know, obviously, disappointing year compared to what they were at, you know, what their expectations were coming off of a World Series championship. But I think that overall, this has been a really good signing. I didn't know what to expect from Adam Wainwright this season when they got him, but he really surpassed my expectations this year. I just did not expect a lot from him. I didn't think he was going to be a great pitcher this year with, you know, his decline and everything. But he gets a strikeout here of Cronenworth, and that's a good way to start your final career outing right there if you're Wainwright here. But yeah, I'm kind of looking at looking back to old Adam Wainwright right now, you know, with the exception of the strikeout numbers, but still, I mean, just limiting home runs, not giving up a lot of homers, not walking a lot of players. I mean, just avoiding big innings, really, as here's Mike Moustakas, and just consistent all year long. Moustakas has been very good this season, very consistent as a hitter this year, but he swings and misses there at a pitch in the dirt. So Waino here has got it going in the first couple of batters. He's got a couple of Ks already, and he's looking good right now with Tim Anderson coming up. And this is one of the best lineups in baseball. You know, this is going to be a team they haven't clinched the best record in the American League yet this season. That's the only thing that they have left to clinch. Tim Anderson, 74 RBIs this year. That's a career high for him. So Mexico City still looking to do that, as that's a ground ball up the middle here for a base hit. I mean, it's either going to be New York or this team that's going to get that by and going to play the wild card winner. So, you know, this is a team that's a lot better than last year, a team that took a step forward in a lot of ways, and their offense is legitimately really dangerous, as Mono Grandal is up here. 28 home runs, 82 RBIs, and an 808 OPS. Really, really awesome numbers for him as a catcher. Final year under contract here with Mexico City, and he swings and misses there. And at that pitch, on the inside corner, strike out of the side there by Adam Wainwright, and he reaches 100 strikeouts this season. Don't know how many years he's done that. I mean, he's played in 18. He's pitched in 18 seasons. I would bet that, you know, 16, 17 maybe even of those seasons he had at least 100 strikeouts. Josh Bell leads off the top of the second inning. That's a line drive into right, and it is gone. Oh man, that ball got out in a hurry. An absolute line drive. Home run by Josh Bell. His 31st homer of the year. He's been very, very good and a very powerful bat there in the middle of the order for the Diablos. And a big swing as Mexico City does get something off of Waino here, and they take the lead, scoring first in this game. So then we'll look at that swing and the toss aside of the bat there by Bell. 385 feet. That was pretty high up there, middle of the seats out there in right field. Here's J.J. Bleday, a 277 average, a 780 OPS for him. You know, I think he's had a bit of a slower second half than what he was doing in the first half of the year, but still, this is a career year for him. Really, really solid numbers for him this year. He's gonna swing and miss at that. Sinker down below the zone. Great pitch by Waino. That pitch had a lot of movement on there. The sinker that does just dip below the strike zone looks down the middle at first. And fourth strikeout already for him as Benintendi fouls the curveball off. Benintendi had 98 career home runs, and this season 727 OPS, 13 homers, and 61 RBIs. He's been all right. You know, maybe a little bit underwhelming for $10 million is what they signed him for in this offseason. That's a fly ball. Drew is on his horse, and he can't catch it, as that one is going to bounce away from him there in left field. So that'll be a double for Andrew Benintendi, who's got 29 of those this year. And it's Sal Frelick at the plate. 240 average for Sal this season, as that's a fly ball, really shallow left. Drew is not going to get it. It bounces in front of him, and that's going to score the run. So around to score goes Benintendi, and Sal Frelick has got a double. But man, Mike Drew is in right field, and he's not in left field, excuse me. He's not a normal everyday starter, and he took a bad angle on that ball there. Probably should have been able to catch that one, but didn't go to it cleanly. Did not have the best route efficiency there, and it falls in front of him. So Mexico City gets kind of an extra run that I don't think that they really should have gotten there. It's not going to be an error on Mike Drew, but that's a play that you probably should have made there. And now it's 2-0 Mexico City. So now Tim Anderson starts the top of the third inning off here. One out already in the frame. So Waino a little bit of trouble there in that second inning. You know, how does he recover from that, and how does he bounce back? This is what premier aces, Hall of Fame pitchers do, is they don't really let those type of innings get to them, and they can still come back and dominate after even something like that happening to them. And he does get a fly ball out there, line drive into center for out number 2 in this 3rd inning. And here's Yaw's mounting ground ball. Up again after that strikeout his first time up. And he's got 2 strikes on him here again. And he swings and misses at a curveball in the dirt. Second swing and a miss on a ball that bounced in front of the plate tonight for Wainwright. And he's got 5 Ks through 3 innings. Really good 1-2-3 frame right there for him. So David Bodie going to begin this inning as he's going to line that one down and into the gap. Yastrzemski is going to race over to cut it off, but David Bodie is up to second base, and he's there for a double. So another extra base hit, 15th of the year for David Bodie, and here's Andrew Benintendi again. Doubled, scored. He is the last time up. 1-1, 2 down in the inning, and it's a ground ball to short. Tyro Estrada throws it across to first. That is in time, and that ends the inning. So, looking around, the double there by Bodie, and another 0 by Waino in the 4th. So, Houston's offense has done, literally nothing. So far, they really have not been giving Adam Wainwright any run support at all here. But he gets a swing and a miss off Frelick, though, swinging way inside on that pitch there. And Frelick had that RBI single back in the 3rd inning in his last plate appearance here. 2-2 count to him now. It's on the corner! A sinker for a strikeout looking. First strikeout looking tonight for Wainwright. And that was a brilliant pitch there right on the corner. Just a perfect location. So here's Jake Cronenworth. And he's already struck out today as he... Wow, that's a crazy good take. I don't know how he looked at that pitch right there on the bottom of the zone. Very, very close to being a strike. As it remains 1-2. Wainwright with 76 pitches now as he's going to get another strikeout. Cronenworth swings through the sinker there. And Waino with 7 Ks tonight. Only, 100 or so on the season for him. But, man, he's got his pitches working. Their pitches have been moving really well. These hitters, for a lot of them, and a lot of these at-bats have looked kind of lost on what they're needing to do with those pitches. As that was a pretty hard hit ball there by Moustakas, but it's right to first base. So, 4 hits for Houston. Still a 2-0 game. As Team McClanahan is pitching right now. Sheldon Noyes there. Or Noisy, I don't really know how to pronounce his last name, to be honest with you. He gets a double and brings home a run. So, Houston is on the board at least, and for Wainwright here in the 6th inning with 78 pitches, this will probably be his last frame. So, can he finish off 6 really strong frames right now as he's got a swing and the first pitch very, very good. Thank you, Tim Anderson, grounding out on the first pitch of the at-bat right there. And now there's 2 down in the inning for Josh Bell. 1-1 to him is a line drive down the line, and it's going to be fair, and it's going to bounce off the wall. Josh Bell is only going to get a base hit there. I mean, that ball was hit so hard, and it got right to the outfielder there. Good play by the outfielder there with the ball carrying him off the wall there. That's a swing and a grounder. A little foul tapper by Bodie. 2 strikes. Waino here, 92 pitches. 2-2 pitch. It is a swing and a miss. Curveball, bottom of the zone, and that is the final pitch that we're going to see from Adam Wainwright in his career. Final batter he faces, he strikes him out. What a game for him. 8 strikeouts today and 6 really good innings. That's a home run by Mike Yastrzemski for Houston here, who suddenly tied the game up. Don't know why they went to Aaron Loop right now. I mean, he has a 6.66 ERA. Okay, really literally anybody else in this bullpen. But anyway, Adam Simber comes on out, and he's only pitched 10.2 innings this year, but he's been pretty good, so limited sample, though. But yeah, I wish that you could, I wish you could have a player's announce retirement before the season starts, and then there would be, a special animation for them being taken out of the game or something like that. That seems like something that you could do pretty easily in this game. Kind of wish that there was something like that in this game, because as is, it just looked like a brutal inning. That was, the last time that Adam Wainwright is going to be on a Major League field, though, with him retiring. So, good game for him. Good last at-bat. I think it's fitting that he ends off on a strikeout. But 2 on here with 1 man out in the bottom of the 7th. Adam Simber is still on the mound after getting, nailed by that comebacker. And Freddie Freeman is at the plate. Dangerous hitter, but a swing and a miss there on a slider. Really good pitch by Simber, and he gets a monster strikeout there for out number 2. And now Rafael Devers, this is the meat of this order here. Rafi Devers, an MVP candidate for most of the season, 39 homers and 117 RBIs. And he is a free agent at the end of the year. So one of the bigger names that might be out there for some teams to get this offseason. And that's a ground ball to second base. Good pick by Bell at first base. And that is going to end the 7th inning. So Houston does not score there. They leave a couple of runners on as we go to the 8th. And out comes Matthew Liberatore, who has struggled a little bit this season. 82 innings and a 5.27 ERA for him. And, the average against righties is good. 314 against righties this season. So, Tim Anderson leads off the inning, and he immediately gets it. The inning went off with a double. 1.65 whip for Matthew Liberatore this year. Yeah, I don't know. Houston's bullpen hasn't been nearly as good as it was last year, but I think it could have gone to somebody else in this inning, as that's a swing and a miss, though. Gets a dangerous hitter right there with a big-time strikeout. And Yasmani Grandal strikes out again for the 2nd time today. But now it's Josh Bell. Already has homered today in this one. And he's got a 1-0 coming to him. That's a line drive. Down the line, it's fair. Gonna bounce off the wall. And Drew has a little bit of trouble with it there in left field. But that is a double, a biggest hit. And an RBI as Mexico City takes a lead here in the 8th inning. Another clutch hit from Josh Bell, who, you've seen him have some big hits recently in these last few episodes. A home run and now an RBI double in this game. So 4-3 Mexico City. Now David Bodie is up here. He also has a double today. 253 average for him on the season. 20 homers and 52 ribbies this year. As an 0-1 to him is a curveball swung on and drilled into left field, and it is gone. David Bodie with the home run, 20th of the year for him, and Mexico City opens it up here in the 8th inning. They're up by 3 runs now. So a 3 spot in the 8th, and David Bodie, he's only played about half the season because of an injury that he suffered in the first half of the year. But he has been awesome since coming back from that injury. He has been really showing off the power this year. He's already matched his career, matched his home run total from last season, I believe, already this year. And he did that in way less appearances. And out comes Daniel Hudson out of the bullpen here, who has been not great this season. He struggled a little bit. For sure, but now it's a 3-run lead. Josh Hader is pitching, and Josh Hader, one of the best closers in the business this season, and he shuts the door down in 1-2-3 9th inning. And Mexico City gets the win, and I believe that's their 94th this year. So they still haven't clinched the first, the best record in the AL, but they are one step closer to doing that with this win here. So that's only thing left on their ledger to be able to complete here, and they get a big win over Houston. And they kind of spoil Adam Wainwright's last career start. But, this offense is really strong. They got Cronenworth, they got Moustakas with a 288 average this year and 85 RBIs. Anderson has been hitting well, 277 batting average, Grandal 249, Bell 256, and Bodie 255. Lede batting 275 is fantastic. And then Benintendi 254 and Frelick 242. So, this offense is strong. It's a very good lineup from top to bottom. Shane McClanahan was very good in this start here. 6 innings, 5 hits, only 1 earned run allowed. Loop, don't know why they even brought him into the game. That was a mistake there. But Adam Simber, 0.2 innings, shut the door in a big spot when he came in the game strong with a 38th hold of the year. And Hader, 54th save of the season, 2.67 ERA for him on the year now. And for Houston, I think that some guys on the offense have underperformed this year for him. You know, Noisy has not been great this year. Garcia has really struggled this season as well. And McCann and Yastrzemski, those two guys have not been very good. Yastrzemski going to get a home run in this game, but 217 and 237, those batting averages are very low. Jesus Sanchez has also not been very good. He struggled. He's not been even in the lineup today. And the pitching, I think the pitching took a little bit of a step back. This pitching wasn't terrible this year for this team, but the starting pitching took a step back a little bit, and the bullpen definitely took a step back this year, I think. But Adam Wainwright, in his final career outing, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. Fantastic final appearance for Adam Wainwright. Great start to end your career off there for a future Hall of Famer in Waino. So, big moment there, and we have another game here and another showcase of a player that this is, the complete opposite of what we just saw, guy, in his final career start. And the other guy here, Nick Lodolo, is in the midst of his first season of his career and is in the midst of a fantastic season at that here. These two teams rebuilding right now, definitely out of the playoff mix, but Nick Lodolo here want to get one more start in with him this season, as he's a potential guy, 25 years old, and +6 to his hit per 9. Really awesome increases in his attributes there this year. But he is, right now, he is my choice. If I were to give the award of Rookie of the Year to anybody right now, it would be Nick Lodolo right now. 30 games started this year, 12-11 record, but 176 innings pitched this year, only 148 hits allowed this season, 58 earned runs, 173 strikeouts this year, 2.97 ERA, and a 1.19 whip. So he has just been fantastic. He's been an awesome pitcher there. 14 quality starts, which is a little bit lower than I kind of expected based off of what his numbers were. But 2.5 WAR, good K per 9 at 8.89 there, low. The home run per 9 at 1.28. That's in a really good spot. The advanced numbers really like him a lot right now as well. So he is, as we go to the actual voting here, he's not actually here. He's not in the top 3 for Rookie of the Year, which is ridiculous. I don't understand why. Like, David Bednar is not pitching better than him, but whatever. The other guy that I think does have a case is Eduardo Venezuela, a guy who started this year in the bullpen for Boston, moved him to being a starter, and he has very similar numbers to Lodolo this year, giving up the same amount of hits. Actually, only has allowed 2 runs more this entire season, 1 less home run allowed, and basically the same amount of walks there. 8 quality starts for him, a 1.8 WAR. The thing that Nick Lodolo has him beat on, and has him beat by pretty wide margin, pretty significant margin, is the strikeouts. Nick Lodolo has 173, and Venezuela only has like 120 something. So Andy Pages is also in the mix here, and he's had some really good increases, +8 to his power versus lefties, I think it was there. And he's been good this season, legitimately. 248 average, 35 on base, 759 OPS, 22 homers is a good total there. But he doesn't walk a ton. He also, his defense has been all right. I don't really know how he has a negative WAR. Like, you look at his line, I don't really know where that negative WAR comes from. But either way, he does not actually have a positive WAR, so that definitely counts against him. But I just think in terms of overall value, and just ignore there not being any sound right now or any crowd noise that will come, that will return here in a minute. But New Orleans Jazz there, 73 wins for them this season, 71 wins for the Vipers. But I think when I look at Nick Lodolo's whole makeup of what he's done this season, I just think, his strikeout numbers have been really good. And in terms of overall total value, I think he just has produced more of it this season than anybody else, any other rookie in the American League. So he is definitely, he's my choice there, and he gets a swing and a miss and a strikeout right here of Avisail Garcia, who had some really good numbers this season for New Orleans, as that changeup misses. And we haven't really seen New Orleans much this year. Ryan Mountcastle hitting here, and he's been good this year, man. 334 batting average, 32 homers this season. And I think that leads actually, he's not leading the team in home runs. I don't think he's leading it in RBIs either, but either way, that's a fly ball. I don't know why the shortstop ended up racing all the way over there to get that. Fernando Tatis Jr., by the way, another home run, up to 48 on the season. That's crazy. But, you know, they're 11th in the AL in home runs, so that's not a great spot. Avisail Garcia there, Mountcastle, Salvador Perez, 229, Jared Kelenic, 260, Marcelo Meyer, Andy Aranciarte, Yohan Moncada, John Birdie, and Mauricio Dubon. Salvador Perez, 229 average, 723 OPS, 38 home runs, and 76 RBIs. You know, he doesn't get on base a lot. His average is very low. But he has some incredible power. I'm not really complaining about a catcher, you know, putting up near 40 home run seasons. That's what he's done the last couple of years. So, in terms of that respect, he's just got a lot of value with his slugging and, you know, just a powerful bat there. Jared Kelenic this year has been good for the Jazz. A 260 average, a 16 home runs, and 52 RBIs. I like those numbers for him there. He's having a good month of September right now after kind of struggling in August. It looks like there. But, yeah, Nick Lodolo, as that pitch somehow misses for a ball. Okay, that was a bad call by the umpire there. You know, this Tampa Bay Vipers team, they won Rookie of the Year last year. Smith Torkelson won it last season for them. And so they might have, they're going to probably have back-to-back Rookie of the Year winners here in this franchise, which is good. And that, you know, that buys them an extra pick. I believe they get an extra selection in the draft for getting Rookie of the Year. I think that's a compensation pick that they get. And overall, it just kind of shows that the strength of this team. I think, you know, they need some more work with their farm system, but overall, it's not a bad farm system right now that they have. That was Marcelo Meyer, who we called up at the September call-up period, and he has struggled offensively since being called up. He kind of struggled last year, too, when he was called up to the majors. Yohan Moncada has just really struggled, and he has not developed like I would hope, you know, I would have hoped for him. He's got peak potential, but man, he just has not realized it. He's not lived up to that potential at all here in the first couple of years of the franchise, and I'm just pretty ready to move on from him and have somebody else play there in the infield next season for New Orleans. I don't know who that's going to be, but yeah, I mean, a kind of a failed experiment there with him. John Birdie, 250 average, 746 OPS, 23 stolen bases. You know, that OPS, the OPS isn't terrible, but he, you know, there's a line drive. Gore has it. There makes the catch. But, you know, John Birdie, his strength is his speed and his stealing, but I don't know. There's not a lot of teams that you would have him as a starter on. Avisail Garcia, by the way, 262 average for him on the year. And he's going to be a guy that I'm going to look to see what happens with him next on the offseason there. That's a fly ball that lands in, and nobody's over there, and Garcia's going around second, and he's going to go all the way up to third base, and he's safe. Wow, a triple for Avisail Garcia. And that is crazy. That was just, I mean, just in the perfect spot there, and down the line. Doesn't even touch the wall, but just into the corner, and the outfielder had to move and run so far to get it. So he's now in scoring position, as that's a swing and a miss, though. Lodolo gets a key strikeout right there, and that's a big second out. Now it's going to take a hit from Salvador Perez to bring the runner home. High fastball there, classic strikeout pitch, and Lodolo gets, I believe that's his third of the game right now, as here he is, Salvi. And an 0-1 to him. Change up, missing location, and Perez drills it into right, and it's gone. Home run, Salvador Perez. 39th of the year for him. And New Orleans takes the first lead in this game. They go up 2-0 here in the fourth, I believe. Yeah, no, we're in the third inning still. But, wow, big swing by Salvador Perez. And, yeah, you really can't miss on location to a guy like him. He is going to punish that pitch, and he does.
Now batting.
Just kind of noticed that the Vipers have purple seats in their outfield there. Kind of a lot of empty seats right now in this stadium, but that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. I like the purple seats in this stadium. But anyway, Jared Kelenic is up here, and he walked his first time at the plate. Lodolo here, 1-2 pitch. High fastball, that went at 95. And he pumped it by him there for another strikeout. Lead number 4 on the day. I might be one off on that total, but does allow the home run to Perez. And, I mean, this is important. You know, there's still room for debate, and if Nick Lodolo really struggles in this start, you're going to have to maybe reconsider that award and who it goes to. As that's a changeup there inside corner of the plate for a strike. So the count goes to 0-2 for Eddie Inciarte. And it's a high fastball again. Another strikeout on a high fastball for Lodolo. And he's locating the high fastballs really well. Another one looking in this game here. Second strikeout looking at the high fastball, I think. And that was at 96 for the faster pitches we've seen from him today. As that's kind of the max of his zone. That's kind of the highest he's going to go in terms of velocity. That's a ground ball to second base. And that's a good 1-2-3 inning. As you see, all the empty seats in the snake den. Why would you even sit up in the third row like that? Anthony Alford gets a home run right here in quick manage, by the way. I mean, Tampa Bay has done nothing offensively since before that. Tony Gonsolin is pitching for the Jazz, and he has been pretty bad this season with 4.55 ERA. What is happening right now? A single, a walk, and now an error. And there's a sac fly by Franklin Lindor, who has not done well since being called up. But there's a hit by O'Neal Cruz, and Tampa Bay now all of a sudden has a lead in this game. But yeah, if you're a fan going to this game, why would you not just get a ticket for the upper row and then go down to the lower deck? Like, unless there's actually tight security in this stadium, I'm pretty sure they could fit all the people in the first and second row. You don't have to be all the way up there in the third row, guys. But that was a double by John Birdie there. The right fielder just could not end up catching that one. So he's at second base now. Mauricio Dubon, you know, a good take there. Maybe he was just fooled. Really, really close pitch there on the corner. And now that's a big key game to watch. The Rattlers ahead 4-3 on the Bees. As that pitch misses up high in the zone for a ball. So, actually, you might have seen the box scores for those games already. Never mind. But anyway, as we see, Ovacio Garcia comes up 5 for 12 in the game, or in this series, and a triple in this one so far. As he's got 2 on here, nobody out. This is a big spot for Nick Lodolo. He's got to try and work his way out of this situation. This is a dangerous spot for him right now, as he's got an 0-2 count on Garcia here, and that's a ground ball, and they get 1 out at second base. That's all they're going to get, though. So they get the lead runner, or not the lead runner technically, but they get the force at second base. So the double play is still in order, and that's what you were looking for if you were Nick Lodolo here. Mountcastle looking to drive something into the outfielder right now with this plate appearance. And it's a ground ball, back up the middle, and it is going to be a single. So Ryan Mountcastle gets the big hit and delivers to tie the game. New Orleans knots it up now at 3 apiece. And a good swing by Mountcastle there on a low fastball. And we're going to look at that swing right there. Good contact, just driving it right back off the middle there. And now it's Perez. Biggest at-bat of the game for Lodolo here, as that pitch is in the zone. Salvador Perez only a 202 average with runners in scoring position this year. But he, you know, drove him deep. Lodolo deep for a home run last time he was up. But now he's going to swing and miss. Inside fastball for strike 3. Brilliant pitch by Lodolo. Nerves of steel right there throwing that fastball. And that's a big out number 2. There's a line drive. That one falls in front of Alford. And around third goes John Birdie. He's going to score. Standing up as, actually, is that John Birdie? That might be Ovacio Garcia scoring on that. But either way, a huge swing and a big hit. Jared Kelnick, I believe, is the batter there. And New Orleans takes the lead. Because that's a swing and a miss. Marcelo Meyer can't catch up to the fastball for the third strike. And Lodolo, that's a kind of a rougher inning there. Gives up a couple more runs in the 5th and gives up the lead. So the Jazz with 6 hits and 4 runs off of Lodolo. This start hasn't gone necessarily the way that Lodolo would have liked it to, but he's pitching here still in the 6th inning, and he's got the first 2 outs of this inning easily here, trying for a 1-2-3 frame, and now he's going to get a changeup there, swing and a miss for another strikeout. I mean, he's got 7 or 8 strikeouts in this game at this point. That part of his game has worked, and when he's missing bats, he's looked really good. He's getting some swing and misses, and I mean, you can tell he's got some really good stuff. I mean, his location has been off and on, but when he locates really well and when his pitches have got good movement, he is a dangerous pitcher there on the mound. And Lodolo, they're asking where that pitch missed, asking if, did I go up, miss up a little bit in the zone, and it did. 2-2 count to Dubon, and that's another swing and a miss! Change up, filthy pitch there. Below the knee is to Dubon. And another strikeout for Lodolo here. Let's look at this pitch sequence. Got a 2-seamer, 4-seam fastball, went ahead of him to 0-2. And then fed him a lot of fastballs in a row, and then threw the slider in there the last pitch of the at-bat. Now there's Garcia, fly ball, that's deep. Leon on the move, and he makes the catch. Good grab by pitcher Leon there. And that's out number 2. And, I mean, Lodolo, you're going to carry on it with him until he, allows a base runner right now at this point here. He's got 2 strikes on Mountcastle, over 100 pitches on the day for him, and he's going to get another strikeout. Change up on the outside corner for a strike 3. I mean, seriously, like 8 or 9 strikeouts today for Nick Lodolo. I mean, really good swing and miss stuff. So, some kind of rougher innings there in the 3rd and the 5th inning for him. But other than that, he was really good. Loved what I saw from him in this game. And, not necessarily a statement type of start for him to secure and wrap up that Rookie of the Year award. But I did think he did enough to make sure that he got that award for himself here. Oliver Drake coming out of the bullpen. And he's actually been really good in 43 innings for New Orleans. He's only, has a below 3 ERA there. As that's a ground ball, and that one does get through and into center field for a hit. As, back-to-back singles here. Begin the 8th inning, another hit for O'Neal Cruz today. And runners on 1st and 2nd. 1 man out. Pitcher Leone is going to try to lay down a bunt here. Moncada's got it. He immediately throws it to first base. The only play he had there. And that is a great sacrifice bunt right there by Pitcher Leone. The 1st and 2nd, 1 down out, a 1 man out. Oliver Drake only 3 pitches in the inning. That's a good splitter there. At the bottom of the zone, top here, only 208 average with runners in scoring position this year. And here we go. Drake is leaning in for the 1-2 pitch here. And it is a swing and a miss on a splitter outside corner, or outside of the zone there. And he gets Tapia to go fishing on that pitch. Really good pitch, and Tapia just fooled on this one way out in front of it there. And that's a big strikeout. So out number 2, Torkelson is at the plate, and we are going to intentionally walk him. We're going to work around him here to load the bases up and give us a force at any bag now. And I would much rather face Anthony Alford than Spencer Torkelson, although Anthony Alford does have a home run in this game. But runners, bases juiced, 2 down in the inning. Here's the pitch to Alford. It's a ground ball over to Mayer. He's got it, and he's going to try to go to second base, and it's not going to be in time. The run is going to score. Tampa Bay has taken the lead here in the 8th inning. And, I mean, what was that? That was just hesitation here from Marcelo Meyer. He's got to go to a bag. He's got to either throw it to first or to second here right away. And he gets it, and he just, he doesn't know where to go with the ball. And he takes a couple of steps forward, some hesitation on his part there. And by the time he gets to throw to second base, it's not in time. So, I mean, maybe a little bit of inexperience on Marcelo Meyer's part there. That's a line drive. It's caught by Garcia to end the 8th inning. I mean, in all honesty, to be real, I should have just pressed a button right away. That was kind of more the player. That's kind of more player induced there than actual CPU induced or anything like that. Any bad play that Meyer may have made. But I can chalk it up to Meyer not having a lot of MLB, professional experience. I don't know, whatever you want to go with here. But either way, Diego Castillo is now on to try and close this game out and try and get a save here in the 9th inning. And he's only blown 6 saves in only 18 opportunities. So, I don't know. This rule for him has not really worked out great or super well for Tampa Bay. But he gets a strikeout here to begin the 9th inning, and that is a very good sign for him when your closer can do that. So 2 down in the inning, and here's John Birdie down to their last out here, the last chance for New Orleans. Had that double earlier in the game, and I believe came around and scored, and that's a fly ball. Into the outfield, Anthony Alford is under it, and he makes the catch to end the inning and end the ball game here, and Tampa Bay gets the win. And this one, a late run in the 8th inning, and they wrap it up for their 72nd win of the year. And speaking of wrapping things up, I believe that Nick Lodolo might have just wrapped up a Rookie of the Year campaign for him this season. You guys, if you guys want to let me know in the comments, comparing those two pitchers' stats, who would you have actually given the Rookie of the Year award to? Because I actually think that, you could probably make an argument for Eduardo Venezuela to be that guy, but I mean their stats are just so similar, with the exception of strikeouts. So, Nick Lodolo had a higher WHIP this season and gave up more base runners overall than Venezuela did, but Nick Lodolo had way more strikeouts this year. So, you just have to, what do you value more? Do you value the strikeouts a lot more there with it when it comes to that award, or do you just not really care about the strikeouts as much and just say, Eduardo Venezuela gave up the least amount of base runners this season overall, he should get that award? I don't know. It's a kind of a close case, but I do think I would give it to Lodolo, and that is who I would put in my spreadsheet right now. As he pitched 7 innings in this start, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. So some good and some bad from him in that game there. Struggled a little bit in the 3rd and the 5th innings, but other than that, other than those 2 innings, he pitched really, really well in this game, I thought. So New Orleans, the Jazz here. This is a team that's still kind of in rebuilding mode. Still doesn't really have a superstar. Doesn't really have an identity. I don't feel like, who are they building around right now? They're building around Jared Kelenic and Marcelo Meyer pretty much. Those are the 2 really big young guys that are at the majors right now that they're looking to try and build around and, the future cornerstones of their team. But, we'll see what they do in the offseason. This is a team that I could see making some trades, trying to get some prospects, kind of fully tearing it down in the offseason. That might be what they end up doing. We'll have to see. But Oliver Drake there, 2.62 ERA for him, actually good season there. And those other 2 pitchers, not very good numbers for them. But that is going to do it for me, everybody, in this episode. Thank you so much for watching. We will only have a few more episodes of the regular season left, so we're basically down to the final series of the year for every single team in the majors now. And there's a few series that are very key to highlight, coming up here in this last kind of stretch. As, we'll see what happens in the NL East with the Cardinals and the Rhinos and the Stars playing each other, and then we'll see what happens with the Raptors and the Dragons playing each other for that division, because that division is not wrapped up yet either. So, and then we'll see what happens in the NL West as well. So all that is going to happen here in the next couple of episodes. So I hope you guys are ready for games with playoff-like atmosphere at this point. Playoffs have kind of started almost for some of these teams. They're in playoff mode already right now. So some really exciting games coming up. Some really big moments, hopefully. And we will see what happens with the end of this season here as we wrap up year 2. So stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me. And I will see all you guys in the next episode. Hope you're having a great day and hope you all have a great week. And I will see you next time. God bless.